Hello, everybody. I hope and pray that you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in to the John Amanchukwu Show. You're so kind to share your time with me, and I will be so kind to talk back to you. Now, I am unique. I'm different. I'm not going to be on here talking the whole time and not give you a chance to share feedback as well. I believe that if you're willing to share your busy day and your busy schedule with me to hear what I have to say, right? To look at this ugly face for the next, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, I should be able to at least hear what you have to say as well. And so this is going to be a great episode. We're going to be talking about this arrest that took place recently of William Anthony McNeil Jr. All right, everyone's talking about it. It's the talk of the town. It's in the category of probably being the next potential George Floyd situation, although Anthony was not killed. However, it's something that we do need to discuss because I see several issues with this situation, and I want to unpack that before you. So before we dive into all of that, I want to know who's watching. Where are you tuning in from? What's your name? I want to talk to you. I see Bernie07 says, good afternoon from Florida. What's going on, Bernie? And Purple is Royalty says, holla. That's all right. How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in as well. Max Lange, Max here from Kelseyville, California. Definitely want to hear your take as I value it. Thank you so much. And Purple is Royalty is from New York, not with the O-R-K, but with the A-W-K. I like it. I like it. We also have Anthony Ash on, says, good afternoon, bro. Anthony from Greenwich, Connecticut, checking in. All right. God bless you as well, Purple is Royalty. I appreciate you so much for tuning in to hear what this episode is going to be about. And so we're going to talk about the arrest of William Anthony McNeil. We want to know in this episode, the question that is going to be going to be positioned before you is whether or not this was police brutality or a legitimate arrest. That's what we want to talk about. Was it police brutality or was it a legitimate arrest? Were the cops right or were they wrong? Because I am not under the impression that cops get it right every time. They don't. Cops can get it wrong. Why? Because they're humans, and humans are flawed. All humans are flawed, including law enforcement. They can use excessive force. They can make silly and dumb decisions. They can go too far. Yes, they can. But citizens can as well. Citizens can go too far. They can take authority that they don't have. They can take postures and positions that they don't need to take as well. They can say things that they should not say. They can respond in manners like not get out of the car, keep the car door locked, and dare a person to do something about it. I mean, which is a terrible thing to do. You don't want to do that to an authority. So this is what I want to talk about in this episode. We have Latoya M on from Virginia. VA is in the building. How are you doing, Latoya? Thank you so much for tuning in. Who else do we have here? Anthony Ash says, God bless everyone on the chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a good episode. I posted a video last night about this whole situation, but I didn't give any commentary to it. And I heard a lot of feedback from people so far, and they're upset with me because of things that took place in the video. And I'll be the first to tell you at the beginning, before we even go to the videos, is that it was beyond the scope of leadership It was unjust when one of the officers started punching this gentleman. That shouldn't take place. But my personal opinion, beyond that, I think that this is a legitimate arrest. I'll tell you in the beginning. You don't want to start taking your fist and punching the guy. You don't want to do that. But that may happen if you start to resist arrest or all of that good stuff. My mother would talk to me as a young boy about not being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And she would also talk about making the right choices, because when you make the right choice, it prevents issues from spiraling out of control. Sometimes this can lead to that because this wasn't handled right. And so you go back and forth, you don't handle a situation the proper way. And then, decorum can be lost. And so you don't want to be the person who breaks decorum. All right. Law enforcement shouldn't break decorum, and nor should citizens break decorum. You don't want to create a habit of breaking decorum, because all that's going to do is put you on a slippery slope where things can go awry and go wrong. And so that's something that you want to keep in mind. I think it's Aletha Harold. She's on. Hello from Texas. Thank you so much for tuning in, Mrs. Harold. I appreciate you. Do me a big favor and like this channel. Like the channel. Give a thumbs up to this episode. Do all of that good stuff. That's the best way for us to work the algorithm. The algorithm is funny. The algorithm is tricky. I say this all the time in my episodes, that there's no rhythm like the algorithm. And that is so true. But you all smash the thumbs up icon. Matter of fact, if you tap your phone twice, they say it will do it automatically. Go ahead and do that now. And that will help us push this out. Before we jump into this, I initially want to talk about the spirit of rebellion. I think that we need to key in on this, the spirit of rebellion. The spirit of rebellion can be found in the scriptures and the Bible. We see men and women who rebel against God, and we're gonna unpack this just a little bit before we jump into what happened in this arrest. The spirit of rebellion has been running rampant through this world for ages. We can find the first act of rebellion on earth in the book of Genesis, in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. Yes, we have all read that story, and we know how it ended. And of course, there are many other stories of rebellion that followed throughout the Bible as well. Rebellion is a stubborn, selfish, and prideful spirit. Rebellion opens doors for Satan to come in and wreak havoc in our lives. Rebellion. It blinds us to the truth and keeps us in the opposition of God. When we are in rebellion, or we dwell in a spirit of rebellion, we walk and live contrary to the word of God, not willing to yield to God's will or his commands. Rebellion will not allow us to hear God's voice. It separates us from him. It blocks our blessings and keeps us from experiencing the fullness and power of God that is available to us. Psalms 78 verse 8 says this: "And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God." In today's society, being holy is deemed hateful, and being rebellious or prideful is applauded and deemed heroic. This demonic spirit has given many a false sense of entitlement, which in turn has created a generation of people who think they should feel good all of the time, no matter the consequences or circumstances. Many have this skewed perception of reality, or have this backward way of thinking where wrong is right and right is wrong, or of loving what God hates. And that's a terrible spirit. Whenever you get in a position, when you begin to love what God hates, you, my friend, will soon reap the wrath of Almighty God. All right. There's some people who will much rather love what God hates. What are some things in the culture today that people are loving that God abhors? There are people who love the sin of abortion. There are people who love the sin of the LGBTQIA plus agenda. You know, there are people who love the sin of lasciviousness. There are people who love the sin of fornication and adultery. There are people who love the sin, watch this, of gluttony. You know you shouldn't eat 10 cookies. You know you shouldn't eat 8 slices of pizza. Hello, somebody. Am I talking good on today? Yes, gluttony is a sin. How about the sin of covetousness? You want things that your money can't buy. And so therefore, you're willing to do anything possible to get it. Why? Not even always because you want it, but because someone else has it. And so therefore, you're willing to nearly go broke just to feed your craving of covetousness, you know? And that's a terrible thing. You know, society today loves covetousness. They love these things, you know? We're told to speak our own truth. We're told that we have our own truth. In other words, we're taught to abhor what God loves. And that's not good. It's not good. It's in the culture. And I believe that the spirit of rebellion is deep within this arrest that we're going to talk about. It's rebellion. A person with a rebellious spirit lives by his or her own rules, values, morals, worldly standards, and principles instead of what has been established by God. They willfully walk in disobedience, ignoring God's voice and his warnings. You know, God speaks to us and then he gives warnings. And, you know, the warning oftentimes comes before destruction. And if you heed the warnings, then you will escape destruction. But there are some people who are so rebellious that they say no to God's voice, they say no to God's warnings, and therefore they end up in destruction. A person with a rebellious spirit believes they are in control, even if those around them can see the train wreck coming miles ahead. They have this attitude of, I am going to do, say, and be who I want to be, regardless of what others say or think. They try to justify their wrongdoings by pointing out the wrongdoings of others. They will not take accountability for their actions, but will make excuses for them. Rebellion, what does it do? It undermines authority. Possessing this type of spirit can cause a person to rebel against parents, spouses, government officials, law enforcement, employers, pastors, and other church leaders to satisfy their flesh or carry out their own agendas. Okay. If something is morally or ethically wrong, then yes, rebellion is justified. Let me put that there. Yes, there's a time where rebellion is justified. We see this with the Hebrew boys, right? They did not adhere to the decree of bowing to the music when it played. There is a time to rebel. All right. But that's when a person is asking you to do something that's morally or ethically wrong. Isaiah 30 verse 1 says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add, watch this, sin to sin. All right. Error to error, wrongdoing to wrongdoing. The underlying theme of these times is to deny yourself nothing. However, to be a true follower of Christ, you must deny yourself. Jesus says to his disciples in Luke 9:23, if any man will come after me, let him do what? Deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. When in rebellion, you always make allowances for what soothes your flesh or give you relief. When someone is comfortable in their sin, wants to stay in or hold on to sin, they always find a way to justify it, to make it seem normal and right. We must remember that the enemy is a master deceiver. There will be times when we fall victim to his traps, tricks, and schemes unknowingly and make honest mistakes. That's true. Once we recognize it, our conviction should automatically cause us to repent. And so this is what I wanted to share with you on the topic of rebellion as we get into this episode, because rebellion is real. Rebellion is all around us. Max Lange said, police are often wrong as they are human. This does not absolve any wrongdoing. Two were tangling here, and the videos won't show it all. All right. Someone else said, Purpleless Royalty said, if you're not in a head-on collision with the devil, it's because you're both running in the same direction. All right. All right. There we go. We have Margie Owned from Ohio. Thank you so much, Margie, for tuning in. We have Julie Perkins, Julie from Boise. She gave a big heart. Hearts back to you, Julie. And then we have Enter Anime says, hello from Jacksonville. I guess that's Jacksonville, Florida, or Jacksonville, North Carolina, something like that. BB says, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. You're right. It is. That's the that verse is 1 Samuel 15:23. It says, for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. This speaks of Saul when he failed to destroy the Amalekites and all of their goods. They kept some of the stuff that God said that they should have destroyed. And so therefore, ultimately, Saul was rejected from being king because he rebelled against God. All right, so now I want to go to these videos. John, you can put the first video up side by side, and I'll talk about this here. We're getting ready to take a look at a video of Sheriff T.K. Waters at his press conference. But before we get into this, I just want to give you some context here. William Anthony McNeil Jr. was a 24-year-old black man that was recently arrested. The officers that are involved, and the officer in particular that I referenced in the beginning, who started to punch him was Officer Bowers, and then you have Officer Miller and Officer Curse. And Sheriff T.K. Waters defended the officers and released the body cam footage. So what happened? McNeil, i.e. William Anthony McNeil Jr., the 24-year-old young man, was pulled over for a seat belt violation. And there's also something that was brought up about him not having his headlights on while it was raining, okay? Whether you think the headlights being on while it's raining is a frivolous reason to pull a person over, if it's a law in a given city, it's a law, right? But beyond that, we all know that driving without a seatbelt is a major infraction. Matter of fact, you should be grateful that law enforcement pulled you over and told you that you weren't wearing your seatbelt. Because the moment you get into a wreck, you are going to be projected right out of that vehicle through the windshield, and you're going to die. And so I think that we don't need to gloss over the infractions here and or the violations. You shouldn't drive a car not wearing your seatbelt. Your seatbelt should be on at all times. That is something that we learn in driver's ed. My son is currently in driver's ed, and y'all pray for me, all right? Because he's in driver's ed, and I'm soon going to have to get him a vehicle because he's going to be on the road driving. And the thought of that, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm thinking about this young man who I saw and have known from the time he was in his mother's womb, kicking in her belly. Now he's getting ready to get behind a steering wheel. I mean, that's odd to me. Y'all pray for me. That's an adjustment. You've probably already gone through that with your children. My oldest is 16. No, my oldest is 15. John Patrick, I just made you a year older, buddy. He's 15, and then the middle child, Pam, is 14, and John Jr. is 8. And so, hey, I'm praying. I'm praying for my kids as they prepare to drive. Nonetheless, put on your seatbelt when you get behind the steering wheel. Do not drive without a seatbelt. I just want to make sure I make that plain for the people who are listening, because it might save your life. So not only did he not have on a seatbelt, the officers claimed he was non-compliant and refused to exit the car. Officer Bowers broke the driver's window and dragged McNeil out. McNeil was punched in the face multiple times during the arrest, and cell phone footage of the arrest went viral in July of 2025 this year, sparking outrage. The traffic stop and arrest occurred on February 19th, 2025. It's amazing. It's amazing how things can just be covered up when there's no footage. But this took place, my friends, on February 19th, 2025. The footage made it to social media this month. And on July 21st, 2025, Sheriff Waters held a press conference and released body cam footage. Where did this take place? It took place in Jacksonville, Florida, during a routine traffic stop by Jacksonville Sheriff's officers. All right. I want to go to this first video and show it to you, and then we will unpack it. This video is about 8 minutes long, but hey, I want to provide context to what took place so that we can unpack the situation and see if we can come to a common agreement as to what went wrong. Take a look at this video.
Yeah, Eric. Yes, sir.
I know that he was charged with resisting arrest without violence.
Yep.
But there was, when I go back and look at the other video from the cell phone video,
yeah,
I can understand the officer punching the window out. But what I don't understand is, and I know you said that this was not ruled criminal, sucker punching the guy in the jaw.
First of all, let me stop you. Not a sucker punch. I'm not excusing that administratively. I'm going to say that to you one more time. I'm not excusing that administratively. There are things that we definitely need to look at. But the context of this video should tell you everything you need to know.
Well, again, I take it, it looks like it's a sucker punch because he's looking straight and you see this.
Right.
Okay, and then you see them pull him out and you see a couple of punches to the face. Now, again, I understand breaking the window, but he charged him with resisting arrest without violence. So I saw a lot of violence. I think the public saw a lot of violence against somebody that was not violent.
Well, first of all, Eric, don't try to talk the public into what they saw. They just saw the same videos you saw. So what we're doing, what I'm saying is that it is what it is. This is the information that I want to share with the public.
And so he has a good point. Don't try to talk the public into what they did not say or what they did not see or what they do not feel. And he can speak for himself and say, hey, man, I think it was violent for him to do that. But what this Sheriff TK is getting at here is that, he wasn't sucker punched. Sucker punched is when I'm upset with someone, I'm angry with somebody, they've been talking smack, right? They try to get bad online or in public, or we've been arguing, and then I just walk up behind them and just boom, punch them. That's a sucker punch. What you're going to see in this video is not a sucker punch. Now, one might say that a sucker got punched. You might say that. Who's the sucker? McNeil. Because McNeil refused to get out of the vehicle after being told at least 7 times to get out of the car. Instead, he locks the car door, won't comply to lawful commands, and insists on recording it at the same time. It makes no sense. And so, yes, the punches did take place. And I already referenced that. This is the 3rd or 4th time. It did take place. But it took place in the midst of a heated situation. I told you, if you don't get A right, B is going to be wrong. If you don't get B right, C is going to be wrong. If you don't get C right, D is going to be wrong. Everything goes downhill when you're dealing with a person who is filled with the spirit of rebellion, defiance, stubbornness. Oh, I'm gonna lock my door and I ain't coming out. Who gonna make me come out? Ain't nobody bad enough to make me come out because I'm in my car. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? No, I'm not gonna get out. I'm not gonna get out. Blah, 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 blah. Man, that's a bad way to handle things. Because, you know, they can get you out. I want every person out there to know this. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Pacific Islander, Native American, and the likes. The cops have the power to get your rear end out of the car by choice or by force. Now, you can sit there and be barricaded in the car and not come out and say, no, you can't make me. They're going to break the window. And when they have to go through in as much as breaking the window, and then the guy, after they broke the window, you're going to see it in the video, he still doesn't want to unbuckle his seatbelt. And he's sitting there like this, and they yank him out. And they try to get him to the ground, and supposedly he's resisting arrest. And so therefore, here comes the punches, not the sucker punches. Take a look.
In context, without a short clip. It's very important to do that because it provides a lot of information to the public.
And you brought up
it's important, let me finish. It's important for the people to know that you're not allowed to resist a police officer when he's doing his lawful duties.
Preach.
It's been dealt with in several different times. You don't resist when you're doing your lawful duties. You don't deserve to get violated, but you deserve to get what's necessary to get you under control and get you and take you into custody. Sheriff, so I'll leave there. Go ahead.
All right. So what he just said was, to make a long story short, you know, you don't deserve to be violated as a citizen when you're pulled over. They can't just pull you over and then go immediately to breaking your window. I mean, that's excessive. At least ask me to get out first before you break my window. And he's pretty much saying that in the course of him resisting arrest and not getting out of the car, yeah, some things happen that may not be perceived as necessary to some, but to get a person under control, according to Sheriff T.K. Waters, is necessary. Take a look.
The police report and what we saw in the video, what we saw in that video was the allegation that McNeil had reached down for the knife. That was in the police report. But
where'd you see, what police report did you see that in?
In the arrest report for McNeil, that was stated that the officer saw him, reach for the knife that was on the floorboard. The video that was posted to social media, and even in there, I couldn't see any clear indication. I mean, do you see that when you're watching this?
No, actually, I don't see where his hands are. I can't assume, Jake. No one can assume. We operate off facts and facts alone. I can't make assumption. All I can go by when I read those things is what's stated in the report. I'm not saying whether it's true or whether it's not. I'm saying no one sees his hands at that point. He says, put your hands up, then his hands come up. But it was after the strike to the face. Like I said, again, I'm not trying this case in front of the public. I'm trying to give the public the information in context of what happened. No one saw his hands at that point. Don't know what happened from there, but that's part of the investigative process. Yes, ma'am.
So did officers take custody of the cell phone that he was using to record the incident?
Yes. Put it in the property room.
Okay. That also was not in the report.
But he got it back with all the information still on it.
So can I get back to the sucker punch?
The young lady back there had a question. We can get back to you in a second, Eric.
So did this incident rise to a level that a response to resistance report was generated?
Yes.
Has that been reviewed? And is it still under review? What was the outcome?
So here's the process. When force is used, a response to resistance report is written. It goes to the supervisors. The supervisors then, at that point, review body cam footage. So they would have reviewed this. But you can't see, admittedly, you can't see the strike at all. So it's very difficult. Had they seen that, it probably would have risen to another level to where somebody else would have gone further, which is why we didn't really know at that time that all this had taken place. I'm a big believer in being honest and upfront. And if something like that happens, I'm going to tell you about it, like everything else that we've done. But it's very important to make sure we get this stuff out here in context so folks can see it. Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff, what are your thoughts on the video that was posted on social media and appears that one of the officers kind of turns off what's being recorded? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that he turned it off. I know that at some point we stopped it, but we wanted to make sure you got a chance to see both views from the officers that were dealing with him publicly, talking to him face to face. At some point it does turn off, but usually when the interaction's over is when that happens. And that's why we're still looking. That's why we look at the entire process. That's why we check for JSO policy violations. I can't give you right now whether they turned it off at the right time or at the wrong time. This is my opportunity to share the information with the public, right? And so now we still continue to refer to the social media video. When I just showed you body cam videos with much more information. Let's acknowledge that because that's important. The importance is I'm showing you the video, the body cam video from the entire incident from start until they had to turn it off or we stopped it for time, for time's sake.
Do you know if McNeil ever filed a formal complaint?
He did not. He did not. He never filed a formal complaint, which we'd have been all over it, had that been the case. But he did not. Right there.
So I just want to get back to the punch. Yeah, this is just to be a yes or no question.
Wait, Eric, are you going to tell me how to answer a question?
I'm just keeping it simple.
All right, go ahead.
Now, hold it right
Was
there.
it appropriate for the officer?
Now, how are you going to ask a man a question? And they're going to tell that it's going to be a yes or no question. What? I mean, where does that work? I mean, y'all help me out here. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I weak or am I strong? How are you going to ask a person a question and then say it's a yes or no question? Do you think that this sheriff is going to sit there and take that? What are they doing? Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Talk to me. Talk to me today. This is a yes or no question, but that's something you say to a child. I mean, come on. It's a yes or no question. I mean, where do we do this at? See, this is the media. This is the media. And thank God that Sheriff T.K. Waters has a pair. He evidently, you all can tell that this is no punk sheriff. He's not the pushover type. He's not going to let you just say what you want to say and think that he has to answer or respond. This is a man right here, y'all. That's a man with a backbone. Told him, and hold up, now you ain't gonna tell me how to respond. Take a look at this.
To punch this guy in the jaw after he'd already broken the window. Was that yes or no? Was that appropriate?
It depends on the circumstances, but it's already determined it's not criminal. Now we're going to look for JSO policy violations. How about that? Is that good?
Well, if a civilian did that to another civilian, they would be in handcuffs.
No, not necessarily. It depends on the circumstances, the situation. I know that's how you want it to be. I know there's a tendency to want to be some massive cover up that is not. That's why I'm here. I stand up, we talk to you about what happened, we give you what we can give you, then it's up to you guys to report it. But
do you think the public is gonna buy that?
I don't know. My point is,
Do you think the black community is gonna buy?
don't use the black thing. Don't use, I'm a black man. Wait, hold on, Eric, hold on, stop for a second. Because you're trying to be incendiary, and this is not the time for it. This is me sharing information with our public, right? The whole statements about the black issue. I wouldn't work here if we're after black men or black people, period. I can tell you he wouldn't. I can tell you any other African American or black male or female that works here wouldn't work here if we're after, if our black citizens are under siege. Not the case. Not at all. I've been alive probably a little bit longer than you have. Haven't had any of these issues. You know why? Because if I was ever stopped by the police, which I was when I was a young man, and they asked me to do something, I did it.
There it is.
Simple.
All right.
Simple compliance.
Check this out.
It doesn't.
Man, I like this sheriff. This sheriff does not wear lace. He doesn't, he is not the Obama kind of leader. You know, Obama recently said something dumb in a video. I'll be having another episode of it coming out here soon, that boys need interaction with homosexual men. All right. This sheriff right here is not the Obama type male. He's not a weakling. He's not a soft. He's not the type of guy that sits there with his legs all folded like a little girl. No, this is a real one right here, and he doesn't mind speaking up and pushing back on these dumb questions. This guy is putting on a clinic, and I hate to say it, you know, but it needs to be said. He's eloquent. He's articulate. He understands fully his role. And guess what? He knows his role, and he knows the role of the reporters who are asking him questions. And he ain't gonna budge. He ain't gonna budge. And he don't care if he on camera. Record this because I ain't budging. This is a man. Y'all put this in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comment section. This is what men look like. This guy is textbook male. It's evident that this guy doesn't sit down when he pees. And that's no offense to women, but God made it where men don't have to sit down. Matter of fact, if a man is in a car and he's in a bad situation and he has to pee and he can't pull over and it comes on too soon, God made it where men can just grab a bottle. Now, I don't say try that unless you are an experienced driver. But hey, man, if you just got to go, you can't pull over. It's too late. God made it where men can just find find a bottle and do what he got to do. I go walking on a trail with my wife sometimes, and she doesn't like to drink a bunch of water beforehand because she might have to pee. And for me, man, I drink 60 ounces, you know, and go walk the trail. Why? Because the Lord made it where it's easier for men to handle these things than it is ladies. It is. It is. All right. Hello, somebody. This man does not sit down. He don't sit down at the stall and pee. No, why do that when God made it when I can stand? He's standing up. I see y'all in the comment section. Somebody said this is what men look like. Charmaine said, "Oh my goodness, I said it." Bottle. No. Purple is royalty said, "Pastor, I just choked on my pistachio." I'm sorry. Somebody help her. Somebody help her. Sonia said he's not wrong. Letha said laugh out loud, and same thing for everybody else. It's true. This guy exudes strength and confidence. I wanted to point that out. You don't see this kind of black male on TV all of the time. Society likes to put up the punk men like Barack Obama. I can't get over it. They like to put on the effeminate men like Tyler Perry. Society likes to portray the victim-minded men like Pastor Jamal Bryan. Hello, somebody. That's what society wants. But it's rare that you see strong, articulate, eloquent, skilled, highly trained. You can tell he has full command of the press conference. It's his press conference. It ain't the media's, it's his. And he has taken control of it several times and pushed back against fake news. Take a look at this. Watch.
Rise. It doesn't get out of control. That stuff doesn't happen then.
Yep.
Do as we ask you to do. If you don't like the word compliance, just do as we ask you to do then, so that we can get finished. Then you tell us about it if you feel like your rights are violated, and we can deal with it.
Let's talk about words. If you don't like the word compliance, then do what we ask you to do. What is wrong with a person saying be compliant? Somebody tell me. Somebody, see, we're getting too soft here. What is wrong with someone telling you to be compliant? What's wrong with that? Compliant. You're out of compliance. What does it mean to be out of compliance? It means that you have rebelled. It means that you have chosen to be stubborn rather than adhering to what you were asked to do. What's wrong with that word? He shouldn't have to find another adjective to describe it. But if you don't like us saying being compliant, then just do what we ask you to do. What's wrong with society? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Compliance. Doing what I ask you to do. It's the same thing. We have just become so stubborn. That, oh, yeah, you can ask me to do what I know I need to be doing, but you need to ask me in a toned down, nice, kind, sweet way. And you can't even say compliant, because if you say compliant, you're going to hurt my feelings because I don't like you saying compliant to me. Man, get out of here. The devil is a liar. Be compliant. That's the word. That's the word. I ought to preach that. Preach a message entitled, be compliant, and let everybody be upset because I said compliant. Take a look at this.
That's the way it should work. Every single time. Yes, ma'am.
The officer that has been stricken his authority, does he have a disciplinary history at all?
Not that I know of. We'd have to look, but I don't think so. We'll get you that answer. Anyone else?
Any idea how long this internal investigation may take?
It's hard to tell, but we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible. There are other cases working, but we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible because we want to, like I said, we want to share as much as we can as quickly as we can because it's that important. Good? All right, thanks, y'all.
All right, thank you, John. All right, let's pull up the next video. This is going to be the first officer's video or point of view from the driver's side door. We're going to take a look at this as well. Hey, we're going to let the footage speak for itself. All right, this is not personal opinion. This is not emotions. This is not feelings. This is not, oh, I'm angry because this or that. You know, the reporters wanted to key in on the sucker punch more than the rebellion of McNeil, the 24-year-old young man who was arrested. They want to talk about the sucker punch, but they don't want to talk about his rebellion. And see, the rebellion is what brought about, not the sucker punch, but the right hook. That's what brought it about. It was the rebellion. Take a look at this.
Yeah, Florida 24 Bravo Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I don't like this.
Yeah, Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor.
All right, pause it, Johnny. That's my son I'm talking to, Johnny Patrick. Now, he just told him, no, I'm not going to give you my ID or my registration. He just props the door open. He's just chilling. He's not matching. Got on yellow Jordans with a red shirt. I don't know where they do that at. That's odd. His shoes match the paint on the street, the line on the street, and not his shirt. But maybe that's too much for me to dig into. But I don't get it. Is this appropriate? Is this how you respond to a law enforcement officer approaching your vehicle? Is this right? Somebody said in the comment section, Purple is Royalty said he got on those McDonald's colors. See, this is old McDonald's Negro. Oh boy. Oh, he got that McDonald's colors on. See, Charity Boswell says, wow, right off the bat, call your supervisor. That's not how it works, son. Sonia said he clearly doesn't know the definition of inclement. All right. Charity says combative. April says purple. This is dead on. The Bible was very clear that lawlessness and lovers of self would run rampant in the last days. That is true. Is this appropriate? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Is this how you respond when a cop pulls you over? Oh no, I'm not gonna give you my ID. Oh, I'm gonna open my car door and I'm gonna sit there with a funny look with my McDonald's colors on. This is what I'm gonna do. Is this right? Y'all tell me. Let me know in the comment section. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I weak or am I strong? Is this right? And keep in mind, at this point, he hasn't been sucker punched. Don't forget that, since we want to talk about being sucker punched. At this point, McNeil, Anthony McNeil, hasn't been sucker punched. What he has done is disobeyed a lawful command. Is this right? Y'all tell me. I want to know from the people that are watching. Is this right? Is this how it's done? Now, I was pulled over about 2 weeks ago because I was driving. How fast was I going? I was doing I don't know. It was almost like a 70. I was going like 74 in a 55 or something like that. 74 in a 55. And I saw the cop on the side of the street in a ditch almost. But it was near a dealership that sells Chevrolet vehicles. And he was driving a brand new Chevy. So I thought to myself, maybe it's one of the dealership cars and things of the nature. But there was this lady in front of me who was just driving slow. I mean, she was driving so slow, y'all. I said to myself, I got to find a way to get around her because she's working me. She's working me, y'all. She's working me. She working me. And so I said, I'm going to speed up and go around her. All right, speed up, go around, then cut back over, and then I'll slow down. What did I do that for? Turns out it was a cop in the ditch. And man, we had just left the barbershop on our way to get something to eat. I had John Patrick in the car, John Jr. in the car. John Jr. was sitting in the front. John Patrick was sitting in the back. You know, John Jr. loves to sit in the front now because he's tall enough and big enough to do so. And his siblings are so kind to allow him to finally sit in the front seat. And they just recline in the back of the SUV themselves. All right. That's what they do. And I said to myself, now, all right, I know that I was speeding. I could make up a story. I can make up a story. Oh, what you talk about? What you mean I was speeding? What you mean I was going 74 and 55? I will go on it. That won't me. That was somebody else. I could do that. But if I do that, number one, that's a lie. Lying is a sin. Let me tell you that it's sin. I could lie and then tell the guy that no, that wasn't me. I wasn't doing that. Now I'm calling him stupid. Now I'm telling him that he's stupid. And he ain't gonna like that because he saw what he saw. He saw me. He witnessed it. It did happen. I did speed. I was going faster than the speed limit. I was going about a 74 and a half. Something like that. In a 55 because there was this lady who was driving her car slow. And so I went around her because I just had to get somewhere. Now I could have just slowed down and just waited, but I ain't feel like doing that day. She was going slow, y'all. And man, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to go around her. She got to go. Hello, somebody. I can't get no help. I can't get but a few amens. And so I went around her and I was speeding. And so I can't tell the man that what he saw he didn't see because now I'm insulting his intelligence and calling him a liar. Can't do that because he's already clocked me already. So you know what I did? I told him the truth. I said, sir, man, you're right. I'll be honest, man. I sped up to go around because this lady was driving so slow. And man, I got somewhere I got to be. We just left the barbershop. I got my kids with us, and we're going to go do something else. And he said, well, sir, yeah, I just want to let you know, we've been getting a lot of complaints around here about people speeding. I said, you're right, officer, man. I shouldn't have been speeding, and I was. And then I said, hey, man, look like you got your haircut too. Because we just got our haircut. Don't y'all be picking at me. Yes, I'm bald. When I get in the shower in the morning or at night, all right, I take some soap, put it on this head, lather it up good, and then I get my Gillette razor, and I start on this side, right? I start on this side every time. I'm a creature of habit. I don't start on this side when I shave my head. I start on this side, and I pull that thing back and pull it back here, pull it back there, pull it back here, pull it back here. You give me a side shot, John, full screen. Let him see this big old head. I pull it all. I do the whole thing, man. I got to rinse it off while you shaving. And hey, man, and about 25 to 30 strokes, I'm good and bald. Okay. And y'all don't be picking at me because I do go to barbershops, although the Lord giveth and he taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I don't have any hair on my head. Now I do have some, but it grow funny. It'd be like this. Let me see. Y'all got me speaking in Ebonics. It be like this. It'd be like this, y'all. It do some funny kind of thing all over my head. So instead of looking funny, I just cut it all off. All right. But the Lord did bless me with a beard. And I got gray coming in here. I just turned 41. Y'all say happy birthday to your boy. I got gray coming in here all around. And so, hey man, I ain't got much on. I ain't got nothing on my head, but I got a beard. And I got some gray coming in. But yeah, so I try to find a way to identify with the cop and say, hey man, look like you got a haircut too. He said, well, no, man, I got to do mine next week. And so he walks away, asks for my license, and he runs my information. He pulls it, comes back and he said, well, sir, do me a favor, slow down and have a good day. End of story. End of story. And keep in mind, this happened about 2 weeks ago. Now, I could have lied, broke bad, tried to become dismissive or flippant and talk big noise and act like I'm bad. I could have done that. But why? You are inclined to get off if you just, oops, I'm getting ready to say a word that people don't want to hear. Comply. Ow! Don't say comply. Don't say that word. If you just comply, ow! We don't like to hear the word comply. Don't say comply. Don't say comply. That's what TK Waters said. You know, if you don't like compliance, then we'll just say do what we ask you to do. Yeah, I complied and I lived to see another day. I taught my boys a lesson and I didn't get a ticket. Hello, somebody. I didn't get a ticket and I'm good. And now I'm here today talking about this guy, this sucker who got punched. I'm talking about, y'all, Lord, forgive me, but I'm talking about a sucker who got punched because he rebelled several times and wouldn't get out of the car. Take a look at this. I'm talking too long. Take a look at this. Take a look at this.
Why did you pull me over?
I'm 35. I'm fucking with that driver. I already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No,
Step out of the vehicle. All right. 25 seconds. For 940, driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Is this appropriate? Is this appropriate? You're just going to shut the door. The windows are tinted. The cops don't know what you're doing. If you have a weapon, who is really in the vehicle with you? He could be grabbing a gun. This cop want to get home. Well, someone might say, well, get home to who? Maybe he's single. He may want to get some he may want to get some donuts later on. He want to go to Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts. You know, they always say that cops eat donuts, right? And so, yeah, he got some donuts on his mind. He wants to get to his jelly donuts. He wants to get to his chocolate eclairs later on. It's necessary that he sees this guy's hands at all times, and that you just can't shut the door and expect for the cops not to do anything. Man, as a kid growing up, I knew not at certain points to close my door, or better yet, lock my door. I could close it, but I couldn't lock it. My mama come in there quick and tell me, boy, you ain't got, who you think you is? That's what she would say. Who you think you is? Now, who do you think you are? But who do you think you is? You ain't got a window. What's the saying? You ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. You don't own a room in this house, so you can't lock a door. My mama taught me that. Don't lock your doors. Oh yeah, don't be locking no doors. You can shut the door, but don't you be locking no doors. Now, me and my wife, we lock our door. We got a reason to lock our door. We lock our doors multiple times a week. I can't get no help. Lock the door. Ain't that right, Crystal? Is she here? Crystal. You're not here. I don't know. I see a light on. Is my wife here? We're talking about, I'm preaching a sermon on locking your doors. She's going to say I'm crazy, man. I am crazy sometimes. But yeah, I'm teaching a message on locking doors. Okay. We're talking about this guy, McNeil, Anthony McNeil. I keep forgetting his name. It's irrelevant. William Anthony McNeil, the sucker who got punched. Yeah. All right. I'm talking about him. I'm talking to my wife, y'all here. But Sheriff T.K. Waters said that, I can't speak to him being sucker punched, because the reporters were talking about. Come around here, don't hide. You look good. I wouldn't put you on camera if you didn't. Hello, somebody. And you see, when you get married, you don't want to marry a person that got to do a whole lot of work to look good. You understand? You don't marry somebody got to do a whole bunch of work to look good. You know what I mean? They got to look good. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Wake up in the morning and look good. Might need to brush your teeth, but you look good. And I might need to brush mine too. Hello, somebody. But you want somebody to look good. You look good, but you got to brush. Same thing for me in the morning time. I look good, don't I? Yes. Tell me I look good. I know I look good.
In the morning, all day.
Hey, but my breath might stink a little bit.
Okay.
But I got to go floss. Hello, somebody. And scrape my tongue and brush my teeth. But I look good though.
That's right.
I look good.
Matters. That's right.
Come on, that's when you give me. That's when the morning kisses be. Show us what the morning. You got to bend down a little bit. Yeah, show us what the morning kisses. The morning. This is y'all. This is a morning. Maybe a straight on shot, John, would be better. This is a morning kiss. See, that's the morning kiss. Before you brush your teeth, you kiss like this. How you doing? Hello, somebody. But what about when it's around? Oh my God. Hello, somebody. 4:06 on a Tuesday, and you wearing what color is this?
It's mint green.
When you're wearing mint green, how do you kiss then? Oh, that's hello. All right, cut the live feed. I'm done. Oh. This episode, the episode is over, y'all. It's over. Yeah. My blood is moving. I can't stand up. It's not a good time for me to stand up, y'all. Hello. It's a bad time for me to stand up. Come on here. What was I talking about?
You were talking about locking doors.
Locking doors. I was telling them, as a child growing up, my mother taught me that I wasn't allowed to lock doors in the house. I could shut the door, but don't lock the door.
That's right.
Because you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. Meaning that you don't own this house, you ain't paying the bill, so therefore you should not
lock this door.
Lock this door.
That's right.
That's what I mean. But I did tell my audience that multiple times during the week we lock our door.
You told them that.
I told him that. I told him, hello, somebody. I told him that multiple times a week that we lock our doors.
Yeah. Right.
Got to. See, because we have an 8-year-old, y'all. I used to call him Hubby.
Oh my Lord.
John Jr. nickname was Hubby because he liked to come around mommy. All right. And so when he don't know what mommy doing, he go find mommy.
He come check up.
And so we had to train him up that mom is not always available.
He's the baby.
So we got to lock the door.
That's right.
Because he'll come on there and be looking in and want to know what's going on. No, mommy is occupied. Y'all ain't working with me today. I just want to call you in for that, baby, and just talk about locked doors and all that good stuff. But this guy right here, side by side, John, put it up there. Put up the sucker who got punched. You can cut that light off for me, baby. Okay. Put it up right here. The sucker who got punched. You see it right here. Somebody said, Letha Harold, keep locking that door. I'm gonna keep locking the door. Amen. Now when they off at school, we ain't got to lock no doors. It's beautiful too. When they at school during the daytime and me and my wife at home, we ain't got to lock nothing. Leave the door open. Let a breeze come in. I can't get no help. I can't get no help from anybody. But anyway, take a look at this guy shutting the door. Just look.
Tony, while I'm pulling you over, give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
735. I'm fucking driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle. 25 seconds. For the 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Oh, you're supervisor.
Yep.
Commonwealth.
25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Vehicle's locked in. He's locked it up. He's putting the window down. The fast try to talk to 574. Hey, I'm about to break the window. I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Hold it. Show me your hands.
Hold it. All right. This is what you call authority. Authority. The cops have the authority to break that window. This is authority. This is what happens when rebellion and stubbornness and being prideful, being haughty. This is what happens when you act as if you are the authority. Can't be two authorities here. The cops in this situation, they are the authority, but it doesn't want to listen. The cops begged him, begged, ain't too proud to beg. Please, baby, please don't leave me, girl. Ain't too proud to plead, baby. The cops were begging. They were begging y'all. Ain't too proud to beg. That's the name. That's the name of this cop right here. Ain't too proud to beg. He's begging. Please. Sound like James Brown, please. Begging him, please, to open the door. He doesn't listen. So he has to break the window. Take a look.
Hey,
indication 33 at 15:21 hours.
What is your reason, sir? Step out. What is your reason? Step out now. No, don't touch it. Get on the ground.
Put your hands behind your back. Resist. Hands behind your back.
What's wrong with you? What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going to walk.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
Fucking talk that shit. Y'all doing, bro? What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's
No,
going on.
bro. Yes, bro. Yes. No reason, bro. You gonna throw my phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man.
Bro. And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
You just got some more things.
So your partner didn't even have
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is. So why close the door if you see him pull up? Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong, bro. Can you back me up to the car so I can lean up? What up? You broke my boy.
25. So you start rescue. 1067. Approximately 30-year-old Bravo Mike. Last race to the left.
2570. Gonna go around and get in this car.
That ain't good. Yeah. I know. We should put some gloves on, bro. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just... You good? Yeah, you or him? Okay.
All right, friends, there you have it. Is this right? Is this how it's supposed to work? Are you supposed to respond in this manner when the cops pull you over? Let me know. I think we have another video. Put it side by side, John. The police discover in the car some items. Take a look at this. This is not emotions, y'all. This is the truth. These are facts. I'm showing you the footage that nobody else is going to show you. An edited, doctored video on X, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Nope. That's not this. This is the footage.
Sir, can you please ask him, what did I do wrong?
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need to comply.
I am complying.
Hey, unlock the car. I'm going to push it up.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. You are under arrest for resisting.
Can you unlock the door and step out?
Can you talk to me though?
I will. Can you step out?
Because you don't even know the whole situation.
You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
And I'm required to actually.
So, yes. Correct. Huh? Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess talked to you?
When he pulled me over,
yeah.
Open my door because my window don't work. Right?
Okay.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like,
okay.
There's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still a legitimate reason to pull somebody over.
There's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on. Huh? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will. Huh? All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 and 1621 hours.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. All right. Get on the ground. No, don't get on the ground. What's up, guys? Behind your back. I'm resisting.
Stand behind your back.
What's wrong with you? 2574 with 1033, one in custody. Stop. We know, now, man. Ain't no talking. I'm cool, bro. What's going on, man? You're under arrest. No.
Yes, bro. Yes.
I have a lawful reason, bro.
Yes, bro. Yes.
You want from the wall like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off you, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
That's not how it works.
Too late. It ain't no too late.
When they asked you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that.
So your partner didn't even act. Your
Marijuana
partner
in your right
didn't.
pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do nothing
Don't
wrong.
resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Camera going in there.
Can you back me up to the car so I can leave up?
I did.
Okay.
That ain't good.
Yeah. I know. He should have put some gloves on, bro.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. Huh?
You see that drop?
What? The knife? Yeah, I see it.
All right. And is there another video that we have, John? I'll make sure I get all these. If so, play the next one. All right. They're going to the car now. They're searching everything.
A lot of flush sticks.
At least he flopped.
From you. See that knife?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest concerns. And you see what's right there on the seat.
Mm-hmm. Hello. There we go. There we go.
Who's Narcan? Oh yeah.
And that is a big old knife.
It's coming from West Compound.
Ready to cut somebody if they touch them.
Okay, is this him? Pass that off to them. Probably.
Mm-hmm. Look at the knife. Hold it right there, John. Can we zoom in a little bit? Okay. There it is right there, my friends. The knife. Big knife, long knife. It's about, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches, something like that, maybe 12 inches. Long knife. What's he doing? Going deer hunting? Does he work at a butcher shop? Is he cutting Angus beef? I mean, what is he doing? Locked in your car with this big old knife and you're resisting arrest. I mean, this is sad. And so these are the violations of McNeil, William Anthony McNeil. No headlights, no seatbelt, suspended license. He had a suspended license, ladies and gentlemen. Drugs in the car, they found that as well. And repeatedly ignored lawful commands and delayed and resisted arrest. Officers used an open palm strike during resistance, legal and reasonable. Later used a closed fist strike after continued resistance, effective and within protocol. Called for backup and showed restraint. So here's the question. The law allows for reasonable and necessary force to gain control. Was that this? You tell me. Arrests often involve physicality when suspects resist, not because officers want it, but because they have to respond. Let me ask you all a question. After watching the footage, was this a lawful arrest? Yes or no? Or was this police brutality? Let me know in the comment section. Put it there. Is this police brutality or a lawful arrest? Tell me. I want to know. I'm curious. What are we looking at right here? What are we looking at? What's the deal? Somebody says yes. Charity. I guess yes means that it's a lawful arrest. Bourdois. For now says, hey, y'all. Purple is Royalty says lawful arrest. Snap City says 100% legit. Latoya says lawful arrest. Now, let me see this. Let me get this right here, too, because we have blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians, everybody watching. I want to hear from the black people that's watching as well. Is this a lawful arrest for my black people on here? Because, you know, it's white cops, so therefore it has to be racism. Let me hear from the black people on the live feed. From the black people. Was this a lawful arrest? We want to know. We want to know. We want to hear from you. Yeah. Everybody's saying lawful arrest, and I'm black. That's what I'm looking for. Lawful arrest, and I'm black. Put that on the screen, John. Lawful arrest, and I'm black. Black people say he's going to jail. Legit. All right, there it is. Snap City. Black people say he's going to jail, and it's legit. All right. Purple is Royalty says, I'm mixed. Hey, you black then. Because a drop of black make you black, girl. Purple is Royalty says, I'm mixed. So yes, I love it. You got to love it. Someone said he made things difficult and escalated the situation. Lawful with a BA in criminal justice administration. There it is. Hit the thumbs up on the way in, everyone. That's right. Hit the thumbs up. Y'all got to hit the thumbs up on it, brother. Come on here. Hit the thumbs up. I need it. We need it. Hit the thumbs up. That's the only way for the algorithm to work. You got to smash the thumbs up. Someone says he's going under the jail. Lawful says this black chick, Sonia. All right. I wanted to present this to everyone to give you a better understanding of what took place. You're going to see doctored videos go all around the internet that don't depict the totality of what took place. His car is nasty. Nasty. I don't know how you ride around in that. That don't make no sense. My God, that is a full-blown mess what that guy got going on in this car. Let me say this in my closing. 53.8 million police contacts in 2020, all right? 53.8 million police contacts in 2020 with people. But only 1.3% involved force. Get that. 53.8 million police contacts in 2020, but only 1.3% involved force. When adjusting for circumstances, black suspects are not more likely to experience force than whites. Resistance, not race, is the biggest predictor of force, according to Criminology and Public Policy 2021. So there it is. You all see it for yourself. I gave you the evidence. I allowed you to gain an understanding of what really took place. There's a cultural issue of non-compliance and distrust of police in some black communities. People wrongly think they can debate their rights during a traffic stop instead of in court. Being on the side of the highway in the street is not the courtroom. That's where you comply. Ooh, we're not supposed to say compliance, but no, that's where you comply. Viral incidents usually involve a black suspect resisting or lying about events. If McNeil was really mistreated, why wait months to put this out? Why go public only when it could go viral? More than likely, this Officer Bauer, is the one who, threw the punch, not the sucker punch, but the punch. More than likely, he will be cleared because all of that took place in the midst of this guy resisting arrest. I wanted to have this episode today to discuss this topic. I posted a video about it late last night, and I was not able to give context. I want everybody who's watching to smash the thumbs up icon. Do me a big favor and do that. Let me know what you think about this episode. Let me know what you think about this live. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong, if I'm weak or am I strong? Or am I strong? Or am I strong? Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this episode and this segment, and I was able to bring you truth about what took place. God bless you, my friends, and God bless America. Until next time, we'll see you.